Now to a developing story. President Trump is attending the World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, pressing world leaders to support his push to acquire Greenland. Jessica Moore is here with what the president said, including a big change from earlier comments about Greenland.
Yeah, a dramatic shift, Cindy. President Trump actually walked back his own statements today, saying for the first time that he will not use force to take Greenland, as he continued to appeal to world leaders to see the benefit of the U.S. controlling the Danish territory.
People thought I would use force. I don't have to use force. I don't want to use force. I won't use force. All the United States is asking for is a place called Greenland.
President Trump with an impassioned message to world leaders in Davos amid his ongoing push to acquire Greenland.
Greenland is a vast, almost entirely uninhabited and undeveloped territory that's sitting undefended in a key strategic location between the United States, Russia, and China. We need it for strategic national security and international security.
The president promised the U.S. would build a so-called Golden Dome over Greenland, similar to Israel's Iron Dome, to protect it from Chinese and Russian aggression. He slammed Denmark, which owns the territory, as ungrateful for denying the U.S.'s offer to protect it.
This would not be a threat to NATO. This would greatly enhance the security of the entire alliance. What I'm asking for is a piece of ice, cold and poorly located, that can play a vital role in world peace and world protection. It's a very small ask compared to what we have given them for many, many decades. But the problem with NATO is that we'll be there for them 100%. But I'm not sure that they'd be there for us if we gave them the call.
Trump threatening any European ally that doesn't support his plan with steep tariffs. EU leaders painting the U.S. as a land-hungry country threatening the NATO alliance.
Competition from the United States of America through trade agreements that undermine our export interests, demand maximum concessions, and openly aim to weaken and subordinate Europe.
Plunging us into a downward spiral would only aid the very adversaries we are both so committed to keeping out of the strategic landscape.
Now, President Trump and members of his team have multiple diplomatic meetings scheduled this week in Davos, several today, hoping to sway European leaders to back his Greenland plan. The president is standing firmly behind his threat to levy tariffs on any countries that do not support it. Cindy?
He covered so much ground.
Yes.
That was a long, long speech.
It was about an hour by my calculations.
Yeah. Jess, thank you.
Yeah.